In this video, guys, I'm going to talk about the trading discipline challenge. If you're struggling with your trading discipline, stay tuned. Let's try and fix it. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so I've got a challenge for you, trading discipline challenge. This is one of the biggest things that is stopping you moving to the next level. If you're honest with yourself, you know this. You know that, hey, I'm taking 3 steps forward, I'm taking 4 steps back, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's mostly because you're breaking your rules. You haven't got the discipline to stick to your plan. You're over trading. You're trading too much size. You're FOMOing in. You're not waiting for the setup to actually occur. All these things that we've discussed about many times on this channel. If you're new here, go and check out many of the videos that I've done. If you're a kind of one of the old guard, then you've probably seen many videos where I've talked about this before. And it's a thing that's close to my heart, guys, because I know that once I started to really get a grip of this part of my trading, then the learning curve just accelerated massively, and an equity curve will naturally follow, as that's the way with trading. You know, as we improve with trading, the equity curve rises as well. Do we have drawdowns? Of course we do, but again, being able to stick to the rules allows you to weather those drawdowns, make those drawdowns a little bit less than they were when you're starting out, and then you push against the next level, and you push against the next level. So being disciplined, being focused is the right thing. Is I want you to do this. Well, you know what, you choose to do it or not. If you really want to do this, like anything, this will help you. It's not that hard to do. I've taken it back to basics. I've tried to kind of distill things down into things that will help you, because let's be honest, guys, most people, and I've probably done this in one of my videos before, I said, just stick to your rules. Just stick to your rules. What's the problem? Just stick to your rules. And that's easier said than done, right? You know, we can look at any things in life that are like that. You know, if someone wants to lose weight, well, just eat less and exercise more. It's pretty simple. But we find it challenging as human beings to do this kind of stuff because we're humans, right? We're not robots. So I've broken this down into stuff that's easy to do, baby steps, rather than trying to take the chunk off and going, or biting off a big chunk and going, hey, I'm going to stick to my rules. Well, let's try to develop that. Let's try to increase and improve that muscle. So first thing is, guys, come up with just 2 rules. Rip up your huge plan. Just rip everything up. This is for someone who's struggling and struggling and struggling and spinning wheels. Maybe you're losing money, making a bit, losing. This is for you to go, right, I've had enough of this. Draw a line in the sand, start again. I'm not going to take more than X number of trades per day for a day trader, or I'm not going to risk more than X $100 per day, per trade, per week, whatever it may be. I am going to sit at the screen, I'm going to do my checklist before I take a trade. I'm going to always use a limit orders. Whatever the rule may be, it doesn't matter. If you want some ideas, go and check out other videos, guys. I've talked about, you know, some rules and stuff and structures you can put in. The point is to have 2, just 2 rules. And I want you to have these 2 rules and forget about everything else. And your job for the next 5 days is to stick to those 2 rules. All we're doing with this process is we're just saying to yourself, and we're just proving to yourself that you can stick to rules. Because at the moment, you don't believe you can, because you're not sticking to rules, you're not disciplined, you're not following a trading plan. So just have 2 rules and stick to them for 5 days. Great, you're past phase 1. You've done that, and if you break the rule, you start again from day 1. You want 5 continuous days where you've stuck to your 2 rules. Don't make these too crazy. Don't say, like, I've got to make 10 grand a day or something ridiculous. Something you can control, like my risk, number of trades, all those things we talked about. Then add 2 more rules. So now I've got 4 rules. Again, not crazy rules, but what we're doing, we're building block by block by block. You now have started to believe that you can follow your rules. You're starting to create the identity of a disciplined trader. And we'll get to that in a moment. It's why it's so important. These 2 rules that you follow for 5 days, probably the first time that you've stuck to your rules in your whole trading career. So this is why it's so crucial and why we're only doing 2 rules. Then we add 2 more, we have another 5 days. Now you've had a 10-day period where you've stuck to 4 good rules. You have now proven to yourself that you can do it. That's the first big step, because before, your subconscious didn't believe it. You can say to yourself, you're a disciplined trader, you're sticking to rules. It's nonsense. You've not even proved it with a small period of time yet. How can you believe you're going to be a 7-figure trader, 6-figure trader, whatever your ambitions are, if you can't even stick to basic rules? So here, take it down to 2 rules, 5 days, 2 rules, 5 days. Right. Now we start to get a little bit more advanced with it. This is where we start to believe that we can be disciplined trader. We start to believe who we are, we start to believe that we can actually achieve what we say we're going to do. So we start to write down core values into being the trader that you want to be. And then why is this so important? Is that, if we have core values, and let's just move to this quickly, begin to increase your standards, core values and standards. So what we ideally want to achieve is to have values and standards so that we're constantly referencing our behavior to those standards. We're constantly referencing our behavior to our core values. So you've proven now that you can be disciplined. That's the important thing. Now in your core values and your standards, you're going to have something like, I'm disciplined, I'm expecting to be able to stick to my rules, I'm acting like a professional, whatever it may be. So you've proven that you can, and now you have these standards. So what you're doing is you're constantly referring to these standards and these values that you have with every trading decision you make. You come up, you want to overtrade, you want to take a trade that's not quite hit your setup. Your subconscious goes, that's not your standard. Your standard is one of a professional trader. You've proven you can do it. Your core value is one that doesn't dive into trades, doesn't trade like an amateur, doesn't get seduced by the tick and tick of the market and the volatility. Your standard is one of a professional that waits for the market to come to him and allocates risk capital accordingly. Now, you've proven it, now you start to believe it and you start to cement it. And this cycle of having the standards, writing down your core values. If you want to go one step further, want to take it more advanced, you look at those every day. You look at those before the trading day. So these are my core values as a trader. These are my standards as a trader. This is what I expect from myself. This is who I am. And you raise them, you increase them, you start to increase them bit by bit by bit. We've got to start from the bottom, because at the end of the day, if you're breaking rules, you don't have any standards at the moment from a discipline perspective. You start to raise them, and then your trading starts to increase. You start to question each trade and go, is this in line with my standards, which are aligned with my long-term goal? No, I'm not going to take it. It is great. Pull the trigger, take the trade. Now, will you make mistakes? Will you slip up from time to time? Of course, but you know that that will be a small amount of time. And then we can just reiterate, add more rules, add more things, add more things. Your standards start to increase, your core values start to be cemented into who you are. It's going to take time, but then you start to execute with more confidence and more discipline. And don't forget to reward yourself for following rules. So once you've done this 10-day thing, reward yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be something like, buying a gift for yourself or anything like that. It's just literally can be sitting down and going, you know what, I've done a bloody good job. I've done 10 days and I've stuck to the rules. I've done what I said I'm going to do. And bathe in that feel-good factor and reward yourself kind of mentally, if you like. If you want to go out and buy something or do something, sure. But just reflecting on the achievement you've had by being able to stick to the rules, by sticking to your standards and elevating your standards as a trader, it's just sometimes gives you that buzz and like, I can do this, I can do this. This is the start of a new kind of dawn, if you like, a new beginning for me as a trader. Get rid of the old trading habits, starting new, I can do it. And that gives you the confidence, gives you the motivation, gives you so much. And also, final thing, guys, when the chips are down, when you're struggling, when things are challenging, you can draw on that. This is the key. This is the absolute key. You have this reward, reflection, and wherever it is, and thinking about how good you are and locking that feeling in. When you get to a point where perhaps you're breaking rules again, perhaps you're not doing things you should have done, you stop and you reflect back to that moment when you felt good about the fact that you were sticking to rules and how your trading was improving, all this. You draw on that as strength to go, right, now I'm going to move forward. Now I'm going to push on. And having that is kind of a safety net, if you like, as you try to improve your trading, as your standards, it's there. You might come down, but instead of going right down to here, you go down to here, and then you go up again and go down to here. So it's just like, I suppose, a trailing stop loss, if you want to kind of put it on technical terms. But these kind of process, guys, this trading discipline challenge will help you become a more disciplined trader. I hope you like this video, guys. If you like this kind of stuff, a thumbs up is much appreciated. Do thank you for all your support, your comments and shares and likes and stuff. Anyway, guys, take care. You know the score. Keep the risk managed. Try it out. Let me know how you get on. Take care. Bye bye.